operations side. Yeah, I'm gonna share a bit more on that, and I think we might need some extra hand on the operations.
Okay, okay. So let's get started. I kept the first few minutes if there's anyone new who joined and just want to introduce yourselves. I think Florian, Alice, I believe, already joined in the previous call. Maybe Saida, this might be your first call. Do you want to quickly
So it actually isn't my first call. I'm from F3 Haven.
Oh, okay,
Mm.
okay, okay. So you are
Yeah.
already familiar. Okay, perfect. Okay. All right. So then that saves us time. Okay. Let's get right to it. What I wanted to share in the beginning was an initial thought process of how we structured the agenda. So I'm
Mm.
going to open that up from our forum. Let me just show the DIP, which is ours. Mm, does it look okay? Already this 40. Oh, ours is not, they have not yet checked in our DIP. So maybe I should just do the forum post. Oh, the forum post is no more there, is it?
It's still there.
Do you have the link? I'm not able
Of
to.
course, of course, of course. Let me drop the link in here.
Yes. Sorry. For me it says oops, that page doesn't exist. It's some issue on my end. Okay, perfect. No, it doesn't open up for me. I'll share my screen. It says, oops, the page doesn't exist.
That's so weird.
Yeah. Okay. I think you also shared a Google Doc.
Okay, 1 second. Let me. Yeah, the one pager, right?
Yeah.
I've already in the one
Yeah.
page group.
Yeah.
Let me
Okay.
check
Just
on. I don't know why this page is already like down.
yeah, I don't know whether all of the pages are down or whether it's just this one. Okay. Um, Oh, this is the okay. So yeah, okay. Tentative programming outline. Anyway, this is what we needed. So as per our previous when we met first, we created this tentative programming outline. We'll use this as a reference and work on top of this. So the way we sort of structured this tentative programming outline is that now we have 4 days, 12, 13, 14, 15. And on the 15th, which is the day 4, we can take it a little bit. We can do like a half a day programming. That's because ETH Global, the hackathon will start on the 15th, and the registrations generally start around 2 3 p.m. So by
Mhm.
then, a lot of the crowd would already have been dispersed. So we can do a half a day programming, and for the rest half a day, we can keep it a bit more flexible. We may not get that many people come in. Sorry. So that's for the 15th, day 4. Day 1, again, we can start just a little bit late, like if the hubs are from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. So we should definitely take 1 hour gap. That is 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. We don't do any programming. It's mostly just for meet and greet. People come in, us setting up, making sure that everything is okay. And then the last 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. is also something similar. It is casual meet and greet and winding down time, because we may have like posters, flyers, whatever, and we want to clean up and all of that. And then we want to let the volunteers also probably go a bit early. So our programming would ideally be like between 10 to 4, 10 a.m. And ends at 4 p.m. On some of the days, if we want to extend, that's fine. So between 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., these are some of the things that we thought, like how we would structure the hub. The first day would be more or less like a welcome to Web3, onboarding new people to Web3 or people who are fairly, don't know much about it. So we will focus on that kind of theme, and we will make sure that we have programming elements that cater to that audience, which might be fairly new. So we can have sessions around what is Web3, how did it originate, and just like how did blockchain start. So a bit about the Bitcoin white paper and all of that. And then we can have, so one will be like non technical, just a small introduction, then a bit of technical around basics of Web3. Maybe we talk a bit about Ethereum, because of course it's DevCon is by EF, how it started and why is it a programmable blockchain. Perhaps we can get someone from Women in Ethereum Protocol to talk about that. And then some subjects just in that space. So we will curate this agenda, what this will look like. But the main theme, the umbrella theme that day would be something like welcoming more new people to Web3, people who are not that familiar with blockchain. So that's how we decided. The second day, the main glaring theme of the day is more around community. So we would have different communities, women in Web3 communities, coming and sharing the work that they are doing. So we will give them space to talk about the work they're doing, how they are onboarding women. We could potentially have panels around challenges to onboard diverse people into the ecosystem and things like that. So this will definitely have space that day, this agenda. And then we can also add other things around to fill up, and then invite other people and stuff. Day 3, we want to definitely have highlight non-technical career paths in Web3, which is marketing. How can you become a social media whiz, creative content writing, building your personal brand, and then BD growth roles. How do you achieve those? Even things around how to be a founder, CEO. Like what are some of the skill sets that are required? So something that is not very technically jarring, because a lot of times we focus on like hardcore technical roles in crypto, but what does it mean to have non-technical careers? This third day will have that form that specific these set of specific topics highlighted for sure. Apart from that, we can have other subjects as well. Day 4, again, we wanted to keep it a bit more light, so it will be a lot of so the path of the days is a bit like incremental learning. You come, you are a beginner, and then you a little bit intermediate, a bit more advanced. So let's say like becoming a founder and some other like career kind of subjects. And we end it with mentorship. So when they go back from the hub, they take away some learnings from the last day by talking to senior people, by talking to experienced people. So it's curated like an experiential learning sort of pathway, the program itself. And day 4, mentorship is more around like small round tables. We don't have tables now, so it's like small, those desk like things, those small round cubes or whatever. And we just have like people who are interested in specific topics. We invite experts from those topics, and people will just sit around and talk about that subject for a couple of minutes and stuff like that. These subjects could vary from like DeFi, product management, how to become a good DevRel, maybe how to start your own community. Jane from Zkland is a founder, so around maybe a founder roundtable, yeah, entrepreneurship roundtable, and stuff like that. So this is the way we have kind of mapped the beginning. This is completely open to changing based on your inputs, what you feel might be the right order and things like that. But this was the initial thought process behind which we kind of came up with the format. We'll have one topic that we will highlight that day. So people who are interested in that particular subject will definitely want to block their calendars for that day. And then we also have some other programming, which could be sessions and things like that happening around around some other subjects as well, which is fine. Yeah. So, any thoughts like and what do you all feel about this? Do you think something needs to change, or like I'm open to discussion now? Yes. Does everyone have access to this doc? I think it was open or
It's
Nicole?
open for everyone, yeah, it's open for everyone, so everyone should have,
Yeah, let me just put it in the programming group in any case. Okay, so in that case, if everyone is okay with it, or I don't know at the moment, I wasn't sure. I just put that we will freeze the tentative agenda. If everyone thinks this flow is okay, what we can start doing is in the speakers wish list Excel sheet that I've shared, I've created more workbooks which are day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. We could start, like for example, adding a bit more of a scheduled agenda, like at what time would this particular talk go, who will be delivering it, and things like that, potential speaker and their availability. I know we are discussing around some speakers like Laura Shin and other people. You can see they don't necessarily have to fit into this agenda topic, okay? But ideally, on which day do you think they might be most impactful, delivering whatever they want to deliver? You can add them accordingly. And if you think there are speakers who are slightly more occupied than others, say for example Sandy from Scroll, right? She's one of the co-founders of Scroll. So maybe if she's super occupied, we could also slot her in at her preference of timing. So if you know speakers who are slightly more experienced and don't have that much time, we can slot them on their time preference and move a bit for some other people. We can make that adjustment. But as a next steps, we should ideally start populating this day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. And we should have something like a similar format where the name of the speaker, what is their designation, or just for now, maybe roughly name of the speaker, what they will talk about, and what is their suggested timeline. And we can create a form for the speaker applications. So we will roll them out and we will share with the speaker so they can share their preferred maybe time slots as well. We can decide how we want to do it. Do we want them to choose a time slot, or do we tell them, hey, this is a time slot that is free for you, we would ideally like you to come in here, and then talk to them and kind of make that negotiation. It is up to us what format we want to choose. That is one decision we need to make on this call. The second decision is, do we want to publish like speaker posters on social media highlighting that these are the people who are going to be coming and stuff like that? It's going to be a bit of work, but I think it will be a nice boost for our hub, for people to really know that we are more structured, we have a proper programming in place. uh, they may also come at specific times when they want to listen to a particular speaker or join a particular circle of discussion and things like that. So we could do that. So but up to us, like we are the programming committee and we all of us only have limited bandwidth, so we can decide whether we want to kind of take that call or not. So um let me ask everyone, if you're so the first is like, which format do you prefer? Do you prefer the format where we roll out a form and speakers give us the time slot, or we slot in the time and then just confirm it with the speakers? Which format do you think we should go for?
I think the first one may be pretty challenging. Like if everyone have different expectation and someone had that fits in the third day wants to go in the first day, etc. But it could be like case by case.
Okay,
So
okay,
like this is a slot we offer you, and if some of them is like, oh no, I really can't, then we can accommodate.
okay, okay. 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 So then let's go case by case basis. If we know speakers personally, like I've put a bunch of names. These are a lot of people I already know. And from this sheet also, I believe the names you have added, maybe several of them you already know. So if you know that they are going to come and you are already in touch with them, then you could potentially, get them to slot in at a timing of their choice or your choice or whatever works. And then for those who, for example, like Sandy, I don't have a direct contact. We may have to figure out when they're available and other things like that. Maybe other people that you've mentioned in the group as well, if we don't have a direct contact, then we may have to figure out how to get them on board or what timing works for them. Okay, so we can work on that accordingly. Do you think we should go for social media marketing for our speakers, or no? Is that too time consuming? Maybe you can put an emoji like this. What is this emoji? Plus, I mean, this upward thumbs up emoji, if you would think so.
Ladies, Alice and Saida, we need you to speak up as well, ladies.
Yes.
Just 5 people in here.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree that we should just come up with the schedule and confirm with people. I think that's the most efficient way to do it. And in terms of social media, I mean, what were some of the channels you guys were thinking of? Were you thinking Twitter or LinkedIn?
I was thinking, yeah, Twitter first mainly because a lot of crypto people live on Twitter. LinkedIn, if we do have the time bandwidth for it. I think at the moment it is going to be mostly from our community channels. Like whoever is participating in the hub, many of them have their own community Twitter channels. So if we have the poster ready, we'll just shoot out a blast from our community channels. But if at least one or two communities can take responsibility of making sure that all the speaker posts go out, synchronously from their Twitter accounts. So just for some, like highlighting the people who are coming to our hub, that's it. Just to give those women some kind of like, because they are doing this for us, it's 20-30 minutes, and it's a nice way of kind of, highlighting the work that they're doing.
Yeah, no,
Design a
I
banner.
agree.
I think we can design a banner for the speaker and give it to them, and should maybe mention our booth location, right? So people can come to our booth location as well. But because if you want to promote or post on behalf of the speaker, then we need to set up our own Web3 hub, Twitters and LinkedIn and social media as well, which is a lot of work. So I think what we can do is just a banner and mention our booth location or the booth number, and ask their own community or their own audience to come to listen to them speak at that specific time slot as well at our booth. So
Yeah.
that's one way to promote the speaker and also promote our particular booth at the DevCon as well.
That's perfect. Okay. So we will go for social media banner creation, but we will create the banner and give them to the speakers and ask.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
Because we don't have any link or any Web3 hub specific link on
Yeah,
social
yeah.
media. So I think it's much better to give it to the speaker so they can just promote their own branding that they are supporting the Web3 hub booth at the DevCon, and this is the booth location, the time that they will speak. We can help them to write out the narrative as well, like what is the purpose of the Web3 hubs and everything. So just a narrative story of the idea of the Web3 hubs. Yeah, and then they can share which topic that they are gonna speak.
Perfect. That sounds good. Okay.
So I had a quick question. So are we reaching out to them to get their pictures and their bios?
Yes.
Like short. Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
Yes.
because they need to confirm with us if they are able to join and speaking, right? So we just need to have a designer from our end with we design with the banner with our Web3 Hub logo. And then we're adding all of those women community logo into that as well. It's just like the footer. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
We can just even get it like from LinkedIn, right? For them as well.
The reason I'm asking is because I actually submitted a presentation idea in the program as well. But I don't think that you guys took down an email or LinkedIn, but I don't know, maybe I filled it out and I don't remember.
You mean on the speaker wish list, this one?
No, on the main program page is where I added myself. Or maybe it's the wish list. Is that what Val shared? I don't know if that's the same document.
There's an Excel doc that we created. This is just more of a wish list of people that we would like to reach out to, or people we know like could potentially come in. Like you can see some of them are even not sure if they will be able to make it to DevCon. So this is not going to be a final list, but this is just more of a list that we have, which we will keep populating over a period of time. The final schedule will go into these where it would be ideal to have their if they are comfortable sharing their image or PFP or whatever for social media. So
Yeah.
we still
Oh
need
yeah.
how
So I
to
think
start.
I first initially put it in that main program page. But Val might have shared this with me, so I might have put it down there as well. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't realize you guys were managing that one too.
Oh, I don't know what the other program one is. I'm not aware of that, what the other doc
The
is.
Google Doc you were just looking at before this.
Oh, you mean this one? Ah, okay,
Yeah.
okay. No, so this
Yeah.
was just like okay, okay. This was this is the doc which we used to actually populate the content onto the hub page initially when we put up the hub. Like when we put up the hub proposal on the DevCon forum, we use this information to put up the details of the hub here.
Mm-mm. I see. It's fine. My name is in both places, so it's
Yeah,
okay.
we will refer to this one anyway. Even if it's not there anywhere, you are part of the committee, so we will slot you in on one of the days, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah, no worries. I just was wondering how you were getting the contact information because I didn't know this was owned by you.
Yeah, so we are not right now. So it's more like a soft reach at the moment. We don't have like a form or anything which we are using to just reach out publicly to speakers. That is again the next question that I want, like maybe help from you all to decide. Should we have a public call for speakers? Because right now we are just doing soft outreach by each of us. This is all filled by people within our committee or our group.
Mm.
So do you think we should just have a public form as well, which is more like call for speakers? We can potentially reach out to people we don't know and maybe are doing great work in the industry. So, or
Yeah.
other allies who we don't know are wanting to support the hub. So if that is something that you think we should do a public call for speakers, then we will have to create a form and roll it out and maybe have a deadline associated with that as well,
But
which
are
is
Yeah.
we at the moment short of speaker?
Not really. I mean, I don't really know. Looking at this right now, it seems like we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 13, 14, 15, roughly 15 people that we have on the dock. But we don't yet know whether, like, for example, I don't know, like,
But how many speakers do we need? I think from our Word document, right? So each day we need how many?
so that is, we will have to finalize that by adding to the schedule a little bit. I would say roughly 10 speakers a day. 10
10?
speakers. Yeah, because the thing is, we won't be able to do anything which is none of our programming will be too long. Like, we can't do anything which is more than 20 minutes or so, 20, 25 minutes max, if we do a presentation. So if we, let's say, have 4, 5 speakers who are for presentation, and maybe we run 2 panels, which is of 30 minutes each or something. So that's like 3 speakers in a panel. So roughly 4 plus 3 plus 3. But it's okay if we have less speakers and if they want to spend more time at the hub. So that is also acceptable. Like if there is a speaker who wants to talk for 20 minutes but has more time to spend time at the hub, then we give them a 1 hour slot where they give a presentation for 15-20 minutes and then talk to the audience for another 30-40 minutes, so they're available. That way
Okay.
also we can slot them. So
Yeah, I might have to drop. I might have a hard stop in 3 minutes, so just want to quickly catch up. Yeah, if you anyone who is willing to stay and discuss more about the programming, Banana, you just stay in this call. But just want to quickly have some feedback. I mean, like right now, it would be great to have more speakers to apply because I mean, honestly, on the day, I'm not sure if everyone will be able to commit. So I have actually changed the forms. People can apply as a speaker and the preferred topic as well. So I mean, the form right now is totally fine to, circulate to get everyone's interest to become either an individual donor, sponsor, speaker, or volunteer to the hub. So I think that's definitely we can share the form and start to get people, to apply. That's number one. Number two is I think Floor, we might need a separate call for the donors and the sponsors template. Maybe if you can arrange a separate call and see what time might work. and see who else can work on that. Because today the call is more about programming, so I think we haven't really got to that part yet. Number 3 is, I think I will need maybe since you are in the call, Alice and Syed, I will need your help maybe to help on the partnership side and maybe on the managing volunteer side. Right now we are having we haven't really circulated the form yet, but we are starting to have volunteers registration application. So I think just to make sure that we can kind of have a team, kind of gather them and maybe basically to brief them later on what to do. I'll need maybe you both to handle or help with that part. I can grant the access to the form with you through email. And then I think once you ladies are in there, maybe it's better to have you as the first gateway, kind of to filter who's going to be going to which part. So we have some volunteers, we have speakers, we have donors. So let's say if they are donor, we have Floor here who's in charge of donors. If you have speaker, Nana is here. And you have volunteers, maybe this is going to be under you. So then you and Alice can actually, Syed and Alice, you can also manage the volunteers to make sure that we don't kind of, have anybody waiting, not knowing what they have to do if they are generally interested in helping us out. So I
My
think
question would be, sorry, very quick one. What would we need the volunteers to do?
so right now, I mean, the minimum expectations that I asked them is to have at least 1 or 2 hours per week with the planning, and they have to commit 4 hours on the spot anytime during the DevCon week. So that would be from the 12th to the 15th. So we'll need to kind of take shifts and kind of assign them shifts that basically they have to be here for 4 hours.
Okay,
So
so
that's
just to man the booth, right?
yeah.
Yeah. As in be available at the hub, like if anyone comes and asks questions or something, we can give them like a 1 hour training. I'm happy to give them a 1 hour training slot just if they feel overwhelmed about what is Web3 or whatever. I'll just give them a 1 hour training thing about the hub, like just explaining about blockchain, like if people ask questions, where to direct them and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
I have already included that commitment in the form, so they have to kind of check the box and commit in that case if they want to be a volunteer. So I think for that part, for the operations part, I'm gonna talk there separately with Elizabeth, maybe having someone else to help on the operation side as well. But I think so far those are some of the key things that we need to follow. The last point, which I think is very important, and as you ladies have raised, do we need like a Notion page or anything? Just so that we would be able to put together the program, have the form, briefing for the volunteers and everything in there. It's like a 1-pager document, like a Notion page,
yeah,
so that's easy to
it'll be
change.
good. Yeah, we can populate once this is populated. We can keep populating all of the information on Notion, and that
Yeah.
can be like our go-to place for everyone to see what is happening in the hub.
I agree, because now it's like just documents all over the places, like Excel file documents and then partnerships and then volunteers here and there. It's very hard to keep track. So I think if we can have a centralized kind of flow and folders, then that would be better.
Maybe, Nana, I mean, can you see or can you help check if there's anyone who's like a Notion expert or Notion wizard in our team who can help with some of the template and kind of putting this together? And that would be great.
Sorry, is the Notion supposed to be the public facing document? Is that the intention?
Yes.
I
Okay.
think it's to do that. Yeah, it's fine to use the Notion page to do that. So we can kind of put that together. So maybe Nana, if anyone can help with the template, we can just start putting something like that. I think it's basically just to list out the program, some of the forms, and how to apply to help us and stuff. I think it's going to be pretty simple. Mostly it's about the programming. And with the social media and everything, let's make it simple. So I think we can draft the banner later, but we can ask the speaker to share that, as well as maybe have some of the announcement later and ask the DevCon to share about this. So some important announcement about the forum as well as the programming, I think we would ask DevCon to share. But other than that, for this, just maybe ask them to share about our hub, and that will be the better way to manage the social media. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
Alright.
check with someone. Nicole, before you drop, just one last thing. In this same Excel, we can start adding our shift timing. So we can have like 4 hour time slots. And I would recommend that there should be one lead from programming and one lead from operations all the time at the hub. And we amongst us we can keep circulating, and ideally 2 volunteers to back us up. So there are minimum 4 people at the hub at all the time. By programming lead, what I mean is you are aware of the programming for that day, that day that you have signed up for, and you are aware of you will be also responsible for speaker management. So even if
Mm.
someone else has contacted the speaker for that particular day, you will maybe they will create a group with you if you are part of that time slot. So ideally a lead who is aware of that programming for that day and is in contact with all the speakers of that particular day. That like that's who I would define as the lead. So one lead from programming and one lead ideally from operations for every time slot should be available, and then
All right.
volunteers to back us up.
Okay, yeah. And so maybe in this case, can you also ask who's volunteer to maybe lead one of the day? You know, maybe we can ask the questions in the group. After
Yeah.
this, maybe it would be great to have some follow-up kind of notes as well so people can follow. As I mentioned, the Notion, we will have the partnership and the volunteer team here to handle and start you know, filtering out and following up with people. We need to have the program lead for each day. And then for the operations team, I think we might need a lead for each day as well to make sure that we have someone there.
One operations lead and one programming lead for each time slot should be available.
All right. Okay. Sounds
Yeah.
good. I really have to drop now, ladies. Thank you for the time and we'll chat later. Yeah. And Floor, let's have another call with the donors and the sponsors team. I think we will need to follow up on that too. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Fine, Nico. I think we should have this call maybe weekly now because the
Yeah.
timing is quite close, right?
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
need to have a weekly
I
call
think
to think on
I'll try
everything.
to survey maybe to pick another time that works for everybody because right now, yeah, not everybody can make it to this time. So let me try to arrange that. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have scheduled this Zoom to be weekly. It's a recurring Zoom. So I don't know if we will be able to find a time that will encompass all the time slots, but we could potentially do two of them, or figure out maybe do one of them and then do a summary call later or something like that. So we figure out a way.
Mm, okay.
As
Right.
of now, just to summarize, our next action items are to get more speakers, just to have more diversity, all the topics, all the fields and everything, and then start filling the day 1, day 2, day 3. So this committee, at least this programming committee, you all have access to this. So just start filling it up. Like, don't hesitate for anyone to prompt you. Just start filling up in an order that you think makes more sense. And if we want to accommodate anyone, we can accommodate anyone as well.
And we need to have 10 per day at least, right? So
I
then we
mean,
need to
yeah,
have the form
let's
out
just
as well.
let's just start filling the schedule up. So once we start filling the schedule up, we will know where the gaps are. That, oh, this is going to be, empty here or something. Assuming
Okay.
for now that we want at least 10, it's a good to have. If we don't have that many, it's okay. Like, we will have to manage. We can also have some other things on programming, like networking hour, where people just come and meet each other. So we don't really need speakers for that. We can just have like some educational material playing on our TV screen. So we don't, again, need speakers for that. So we can kind of come up with other alternate programming. We can have some fun sessions as well. We can have some games, we can bring some card games. So it can be like gaming hour. So people come and play some games. So we can fill in the slots in a way that it is also some level of entertainment and then, some level of like learning, some
Yeah.
interaction.
Or we
So
can have some kind of like quiz game, right?
yeah, quiz. Yeah, we can have
but
like
then we need to have some kind of giveaway. So
yeah,
each community member maybe can bring some give, like if you have some hard wallet or like ledger or treasure kind of thing, then can you do it like a giveaway or something? I
yeah,
don't know if it's allowed because is it considered merchandise? I don't think so, right? It's just giveaway.
yeah, I mean, for our giveaway, maybe we can ask if anyone would be willing to. So if sponsors are not, don't want to sponsor with money, if they want to sponsor with something else, like swags, if they have some interesting swags, I don't
I
know.
don't know if we can. I think we are not allowed to bring in any swag. That's the thing. That's a
Yeah, we are
DevCon.
not allowed to bring any company swags. We can bring community swags, like poster and I mean, other things. But I guess, yeah, we can ask them, would they be willing to, or we can even do something like, if we have extra funds from sponsorship, we can just, the day before the hub, we can go to some local market and buy some small things which are like souvenirs from Bangkok. that people may want to kind of, they will enjoy. And then we can give those as giveaways as well. I mean,
Oh, okay,
it's a
okay.
small
Let's do in our schedule first, and then
yeah, exactly.
like
Yeah,
what type of games. Okay,
yeah,
perfect. So I
yeah.
think we should set up this call like maybe weekly
Yes,
basis.
yes.
And whoever can join, enjoy, and then otherwise we can just put a summary of our progress.
Yeah, yeah.
From that notion maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good. I will say let's try to freeze our programming tentatively by third week of October, at least roughly. I mean, we have 2 more weeks. Let's try to fill in as much as we can. So we have a good idea in terms of, oh, someone joined us just now. So we have a good idea in terms of like what are we missing, what are the missing pieces. So towards the last 1 or 2 weeks, we'll mostly try to fill in the missing pieces, or like properly arrange for the programming. Like if we plan to have a quiz, then the quiz needs to be ready. There needs to be a quiz master. What will be the format of the quiz, things like that. If we plan to have some games, then who will be responsible for that? What are the kind of games that we can bring? Some card games or whatever. What will be the hour? Who will be managing? Who will be the volunteers? So I think we should try to freeze the programming by third week of October, and then just last week of October and first week of November, just work on polishing the programming.
Third week of October is like next week.
Sorry?
Third week of October is next week.
Next we have, I think, one more after that next week.
No, it's already the second week.
Already second week. Okay, so
yeah, third week is like next week.
Okay, so we have 1.5 weeks then. Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I had to really drop. I'm having
That's
another
excellent.
like meeting. So yeah, but yeah, so let's agree that we're having another meeting next week, and that
Yeah,
will be
yeah.
third week of October already. Try to
Yes,
fill in the
yes.
program as much as possible, and if we need to have more speaker, then yeah, next week we have to decide that.
Yeah, yeah. We'll reach out to other speakers using the form in any case. So if we get good speakers, we can jot them down as
I
well.
don't have the form though. Can you please put it in the partnership?
Yes, I think Nicole has the form. I will share the link.
Okay,
Programming.
perfect. Okay. Sorry, ladies. I have to go. Okay, talk to you later. Okay, bye.
Alice, the form is still in the group chat. I can share it too.
Okay,
I can
Yes,
repeat it.
please share. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, bye.
Yeah, bye. Hey, Luki, you just joined us. We were actually just about to close. But I can, if others want to drop, feel free. I can give a quick overview to Luki about what we discussed. So, if others have other calls and other things. So Luki, sorry.
I just have a last question. Can we add like speakers? For instance, I would love for the mentorship to have like a VC speaking or like a type of person, but I don't have a specific name in mind. Is it worth it to add it to the form, or just should I do
I think you
research?
can add it. You can add it. Just in the name, you can just put like TBD or something. And then because this is mostly like our wish list, people we would want to have.
Yeah.
So just put them
Okay.
here and we'll find someone to match that profile.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Bye.
Okay, so bye. Hey Luki, just to give you a quick summary of what we discussed today. So this is the speaker wish list doc where we're just like, we are adding the names of people we know, we think will be good speakers, or our potential wish list would be nice to have, and trying to find ways to contact them to get them on board. The way we have actually set up the programming, which is the tentative programming outline as of now, this is the same thing we submitted at the hub as well, which is day one. We have more emphasis on creating a welcoming environment for new people. So people who are fairly new to blockchain or don't understand it very well, or just want to learn about different things in the space. So the first day, the emphasis will be on creating programming that will help new people understand Web3. We can have other things in the agenda as well. It doesn't have to be just a new or a beginner thing, but it will be friendly to beginners for sure. So beginners can feel comfortable, coming and learning. There'll be for them. The second day, we want to focus on communities and ecosystem sharing. So this will be the main highlight of the day. That is, we will have different communities across the globe coming and sharing the work that they are doing. How are they onboarding women or underrepresented groups? Maybe we can have panels around what are the challenges, what are some things that we can do locally that we would want support and things like that. So the highlight will be around this subject, but we can have other type of programming as well. Like we can have some technical presentations, we can have some other panels and things like that. But we will have space for this for sure on day 2. Day 3, we want to focus on non-technical career paths. So people who want to go into marketing, business development, growth, and social media and other things like that, HR, recruitment and things like that. So we want to highlight that, that subject on day 3. Like I said, on all of the days, we can have other type of programming as well, which don't fit into this category, but we do want to highlight this category. So why we want to have a category and highlight that every day is that so that people know that if they want to pick a day to come to the hub, which day do they, it most aligns with what they want to take away from the hub.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Awesome. And day 4 is going to be, because it is the last day, 15th, the second half of the day, ETH Global Bangkok Hackathon will start. So day 4, we are going to keep only half a day programming. The other half can be more or less like chill, mingle, like network. We want to have that in all of the days as well. Maybe 1 hour that we just have dedicatedly for networking and all of that. But ideally, last day, we only do half a day of programming. So because it's only half a day, what we thought of doing is just have like, some mentorship roundtables where we invite experienced people, and then they can talk to a smaller group of people who are interested in that subject. So maybe like DeFi, or like if you want to become a product manager, or if you want to become a DevRel, things like that. So the way the hub programming is designed should be ideally like it is a more like a learning curve, an incremental learning curve. So like as a beginner, you come and then you can kind of learn about a little bit more advanced topics, maybe different things happening in the Web3 space, and then you end with like a mentorship kind of thing, which is what like you take away from the hub kind of structure is what we have roughly created so far. And what we need to do, and then we can have different things in between, like we can have some games, we can have maybe a quizzing hour, or other fun stuff that we could potentially manage somewhere in the sprinkled in the middle. And as next steps, what we need to do is in on this sheet, which is our speaker wishlist sheet, we want to start adding the programming for each of the days. So since you are part of the programming committee as well, feel free to just start adding, the speaker names, the timings, and where you think, what subject you think they best fit. And we'll start populating these for day 1, day 2, day 3, and day 4. And the last workbook is actually the shift timing in the hub. So here I've added, so we will have every person committing to, at least the core committee, committing to 3 to 4 hours shift at the hub. And we would like to have one lead from the programming committee, that is our committee, and one lead from the operations committee, and there'll be few volunteers who will be supporting them. So as a lead of the programming committee, what is expected of you is that you are familiar with the programming of that particular day that you pick up the time slot for, as well as you are connected with all the speakers of that particular time slot. So even if you are not reaching out directly to the speakers, whoever is the point of contact, you should let them know that you are you have taken this time slot, and that whoever speakers they have reached out to, they should make a group with you, so you are also in contact with them. These are the two requirements for the lead, programming lead for that particular time slot. So yeah, this is pretty much what we discussed. As the next steps, we are just going to, Nicole has already created a form for inviting more sponsors, donors, volunteers, as well as speakers. So we will be putting out that form and getting more speakers to apply. And then we can pick and choose, choose and slot them on days we think they will have the most impact. And we will have to start working on this day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4 schedule, as well as put our names down for the hub shift as the next steps. And one last thing that we discussed was that we will have we will create a social media banner for the speakers, and we will give it to the speakers to share it from their social media, and let everyone know that they are speaking or they will be available at the hub, and that people can join them to have a conversation. So yep. Do you have any questions?
No, I think this is really good. I'm so sorry. My alarm didn't wake me
It's
up.
okay.
So right now it's 7 a.m. This is a really clear. I really like it. So I approached the people I wanted to have them on board,
Okay.
Kaylin Long and Laura Xing. I mentioned in the group chat.
Mm-mm.
But we're not like personal friends, so they haven't read my message yet.
Okay.
I will do some indirect kind of a connection research as well to see if we're able to get them.
Sure.
I think those are the people who are kind of influencers that
Okay.
I'm hoping to get. The only thing that I love the speakers we have. The only thing is that sometimes those speakers are a little saturated with all the speaking slots. So they're like everywhere in
Yeah.
Web3.
Yeah, that's
And because they have the budget, they can sponsor, so they're at a lot of panels already. The only thing I hate to have is like, oh, it's the same group of people again.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. I think so what you can do is the speakers you are trying to reach out to, just put them on the wish list as well. So maybe someone else who may have a connect can try to also connect. So just put them here. Like I've also put some people, for example, Sandy, who's the co-founder of Scroll. I don't have her direct contact, but if someone does, then it would be nice to have her because she's one of the very few CTOs in Web3. Same with Uma Roy. Actually, I think they are the only one of the few of the CTOs that I know in Web3. So,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so like unique people like this, who have a very different profile, um, who are doing something which is very like, out of the box. We actually don't even see that many female CTOs. So it would be nice to talk about what their experience is as a female CTO in the Web3 space, and like you said, maybe some influencers who are very popular. Like how did they think about doing this? How did they start? What was their journey? It will be very interesting to hear from them. So you can
Right,
put
right, right.
names as well here. And if someone else also has an indirect contact, we can try to reach out to them and
Okay,
get them.
cool. Sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, I think my founders, they are very good friends with Sandy. So
Okay,
let me ask my founders and see if they can connect me with them.
okay, that would be awesome. Yeah. So as many speakers as we can from here, we can try to connect, close, and then start moving them to their like day-wise agenda.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, awesome. Thanks, Luki. Thanks for joining. We'll also
Thank
share.
you so much for giving me a recap.
Yeah, of course. I will also share the recording of this on the group, and if you have any questions, then feel free to share that in the group as
Cool.
well.
Perfect.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, bye.
Bye bye.